Good morning, my friend. Dean here, of course, on the way to Internet Profits HQ on this fine sunny morning here in the UK. Let's get into today's drive.
The Drive.
What is happening, my friend? Dean here, of course. Hope you're okay. Hope your week has started well. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is. I have my wife next to me.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Gosh, I thought it was Tuesday. Okay, it's Wednesday, which means time is flying by faster than I thought. So this morning I wasn't able to sleep very well for some reason. So I literally woke up. Well, I tell you why I woke up first. The dog barks, Pablo. So I had to go and let him out into the garden to do his business. And then I just couldn't sleep really after that, maybe like an hour sleep in total from that point onwards. So as you do, I was just scrolling on my phone lying in bed this morning about 4 o'clock. I just decided to check out what had gone on over the night. You know, it's just one of the things I do often in the morning, like what happened while I was sleeping. And you don't often really, I don't necessarily always talk about this stuff. I find I've gone through stages or phases in my business. Like, in the earlier days when things started really taking off, I would always be like, look at the money I'm making, look at all these results, this is amazing. And you know, these, you know, like, it was like I would lead with the income that I was able to start making. And I think because it was, you know, it was very new, it was very exciting, you know, I wanted to share it. But also, when you share that type of stuff, obviously it motivates and inspires other people. But as I've kind of got a bit older and I guess I've matured into my business, you know, I've been doing this a long time now, like, I don't really necessarily talk about those things. I'm pretty sure some people would say, like, you really should talk about it more, you would attract more customers, and I know that's true. But today, like, these days, I just find it a little, I don't know, strange. Like, to me, you shouldn't have to lead with, like, look at all the money I make, you know. It's like, just feels a little strange, almost braggy in a sense, and I'd hate to come across like that. But this morning, like, I had this sort of, I don't know, this like weird moment where it kind of made me reflect when I was looking at what had happened while I'd been asleep. So we went to bed at like 11 o'clock last night, and then, like I say, I woke up at 3. So it was really like only a 4 or 5 hour period, maybe tops, that I've slept. And so I was looking at our results and comparing it to, say, you know, the last jobs I had when I first was looking into online marketing. You know, back in 2004, I was working in a pub here in the UK, and my wages, if we were to convert them into US dollars for most people's understanding, it was probably about $14,000 a year, maybe 15 max. It was like £1,000 a month, which is probably like $1,200 or something. Yeah. So, and I was looking at the results this morning, and basically we'd had over $4,000 come in whilst, you know, from when we went to bed through to waking up at 3. And in addition to that, because of some of the systems and the team that we have in place in the business, one of the webinars that we run also brought in 8 or 9 applications for people that actually want to join one of our programs. Now, this program, its pricing options range between $3,000 to $13,000, and we have 8 people that have applied for that. Now, I'm not suggesting for one second that everybody will join, because it just doesn't work out that way. But I would, as a wide range, you know, one of those people could buy the $13,000 program, you know, 2 of them could buy the $3,000 product, you know. So I would say anywhere between like $4,000 to $10,000 or maybe more additionally will be generated from the efforts that happened whilst I was sleeping. And the reason I'm sharing this is because there's always these kind of questions like, is it really possible to make money whilst you sleep? Is it possible to make money whilst you're not working, you know, using the internet? And the reality is, yes. You know, it's very different to say, you know, when I used to go to my construction job, you turn up at night, well, I'd turn up at 7:30, I'd finish at 5, and I'd do that Monday through Friday, and at the end of the month, I'd get a set salary that I knew I was getting, right? Well, with a business, and this is why often you'll find me putting in a lot of extra hours, you know, sometimes, you know, especially early on, for the first few years, I was working 7 days a week, every spare moment I could. You know, I never saw any friends, never saw anyone, because I was putting in the work to get to where we are today. And the reality is, if you're wondering, is it possible to make money whilst you sleep? It is. You've just got to have the right things in place. You know, you've got to have the right systems, the right structure. You've got to have products to sell. You've got to have websites and sales funnels that are selling them. And you've got to have people flowing to those things. And if you can set things like that up and have them running 24/7, you know, on a global scale, this is the beauty of the internet and having an online business, is that it doesn't sleep when you do, it doesn't rest when you do, it doesn't get tired when you do. And as long as you've got the right things in place and things are structured correctly and set up, it's absolutely possible to do the things that I've just been talking about here. But it doesn't happen at the push of a button, it doesn't happen overnight, it's not some get rich quick thing. You know, I literally have been doing this full time for 9 years, you know, 14 years in total. You know, to get to this stage where I can sit here and say, oh, well, you know, whilst I slept, we made, you know, over $4,000 in a few hours, and had 8 people apply to join a $3,000 program. You know, that doesn't happen for a long, long time, but it's absolutely possible. And that's what I wanted to share. Is it possible to make money while you sleep? You better believe it, but you've got to have the right things in place. So with that said, thank you for joining me. We are here, of course, so time to jump in. I've got a call in 2 minutes. So with that said, thanks for joining me. See you tomorrow.